Hey everybody, my name is Coach Madeline and I'm here today to do a seated chair exercise class. This is brought to you by Total Motion Personal Training. And all you're going to need today for class is a long flat band. And if you don't have that, that's okay. So let's go ahead and make our way to our chairs. All right, we'll begin seated at the edge of our seat where we still feel supported and secure. We'll just put our band to the side for now. You can even just kind of toss it onto the floor for right now. And we're going to start it off with a little bit of a warm-up. So begin to roll the shoulders out. Just taking some nice, big, and slow circles. Taking our time here as we warm up for our seated exercise class today. We got a little bit of arms and a little bit of legs. And a little bit of core thrown in there too. And take the rolls in the opposite direction. Just a few more here, loosening it up, and again, taking our time to let go in that upper back. And come to rest. And next thing we're going to do is take a little bit of a neck roll here. So we're going to drop our chin down. And our ear is going to fall to one side, chin back down to chest, and ear comes to the other side. So I'm almost taking a little bit of a half roll here. One, and then the other. Back and forth. Just breathing nice and gently here and being very delicate with the neck. And we'll find the center and slowly come up. So we're nice and tall in our spine. And we'll roll our wrists out a little bit. So take some rolls down by the side for the wrists now. Nice and slow again. 3, 2, 1. Send it the opposite way. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Very good. Now let's go ahead and get started here. We're going to do most of our exercise for 40 seconds with 20 seconds of rest. So let's get started with our shoulder shrugs. So we're just warming up a little bit here as we get moving into it. We're lifting our shoulders up to our ears, squeezing, and then letting it go. Lift them up and rest it back down. And if you want your arms to be by the side, up and back down. Or in the lap, squeeze and release. And keep going with this on your own. Squeezing and releasing. Taking your time, but really feeling your muscles squeezing at the top and then letting go. Good. We're about halfway. About 15 more seconds here. I'm just squeezing and releasing. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, rest. This is our rest phase. And we're going to get started again here in 10 seconds. We've got our T. And this time we're going to bring our hands forward. But as we bring them forward, we're flipping our palms to face up. So we are putting our hands out as if we're serving. And then we flip our palms down as we come to T. So ready, begin. Flip to palms up. And as we send it back, palms down. Palms up, palms down. Up and down. And engage your back here. Get your scaps involved. Squeeze and pinch in the back. As we keep our arms in this T pose, bringing them forward and back. We are halfway, you guys. Keep going. 20 seconds in, 20 seconds left. If you need to take a quick rest, feel free to jump in with a quick rest and then jump back into the exercise. Flipping the palms up at the center and down at the end. Last few seconds here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Roll it out. And we've got our 20 seconds of rest on the clock. So we're really going to take all that rest here, right? And now we're going to switch it. We're going to go palms down in the center to palms wide outside. So as I'm in this T, my palms are going to face the ceiling. And when I come to close, my palms will be facing down. So I'm flipping the wrist. Get ready, set, palms down in the center, and go. Open and close. And again, open up the chest here. Feel the back getting engaged as well. Use your back here and your shoulders. This is too much for the shoulders. Take a quick rest and jump back in when you can. Good. And if one arm is injured from a past injury or some sort of pain that's been going on, then just release one arm. Stick with that one arm in the unaffected arm, right? We can at least get one arm involved. Good. Keep going, you guys. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest. Good. Roll it out. Really nice job. And now, if you have a band, we're going to get the band involved. So by doing that, we're going to take it behind the back, underneath the armpits. So I'm going to bring it all the way up, nice and tight in the right on my back. I'm going to hold it pretty close. And the further out I hold it, the less resistance I'm going to have. So if I hold it tight, closer to my shoulder here, it's going to be harder to press, right? And again, if you don't have the band, we're just going to sit here and do cross punches. Cross punches. All right. And for those with a band, we're going to do double chest, press, and rest. Press and rest. Go ahead and get started. Ready? Go. Press and come back. Press and come back. And I'm nice and tall in my spine the whole time. Getting my shoulders involved, my back involved. And even when I'm pressing forward, I want to squeeze forward. So I really feel my chest here as I press for my chest press. Press and squeeze forward. I feel it right in the folds of my armpits. Good. Keep going. If you're wondering where you're feeling it, where you should be feeling it, you're feeling it in the shoulder and feeling it right in that fold, right here. That's our chest press. Good. Keep going, you guys. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rest. Good. We got 20 seconds rest. Now, next one we're going to do, we can keep the band nice and tight up above. We're pressing into the ceiling and coming back down. Into the ceiling and coming back down. And again, the band is nice and tight up into my armpits and around my back. If we don't have a band, feel free to just get your arms involved without a band by sending those arms up and coming back down. Sending them up, coming back down. And if we have any kind of pain, go ahead and rest that arm. Just get one arm involved. And then the other maybe. Right? Do what's best for you here. So get that band situated. And we're going to get started in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Straight above and slowly come down and send it back up. Slow on the come down and 3, 4, keep going. Again, we're going for 40 seconds here. Keep breathing. About halfway here with it. Keep going. 20 seconds left. Really feeling the burn here, but our body will thank us later. So keep going. You can do it. If it's just too much, take a quick rest. Jump back into it when you can. Good. 3, 2, 1. Rest. Good. We can take that band down and even in front of us. We're going to hold the band about shoulder width apart, thumbs facing the walls. And again, if you don't have a band, just use an imaginary band here. No band can also work, okay? But in this case, you have to squeeze your muscle on your own. The band can help us a little bit with that. So hold the band out in front of you like we're holding a tray. We're going to send those thumbs out and come back in. Send those thumbs out into a W and come back in. And we want to keep the elbows bent as we're out here and come back in. So we're really just moving out and back in. I'm feeling my back and my scaps pinch toward my spine. Open up. Good. And keep pinching in the back, opening up the chest each time. And this is what it will look like without the band, right? So I got my thumbs opening up, squeezing in my back, pinching and closing. Pinching and opening and closing. Last few seconds here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. Rest. Take some rolls, shake it out, maybe grab a little stretch, arm across the chest, and rest, and grab that other arm across the chest, and rest. Now we're going to move on to our legs here, so we can take the band and again, put it on the ground for later. We're going to make sure we're nice and supported in our chair, hands on our hips. We're going to get our legs involved here. Let's get started. 3, 2, 1, marching in place. Marching in place. Lift the knee and drop it back down. Very good. Just staying nice and steady and stable in the core as we lift one knee and drop it back down. Very good. Very good. Keep going. Feel your hip joint, your hip flexor, getting involved here. And keep breathing. We want to keep a nice steady breath here. And rest. Good. We got our 20 seconds here. And the next one we're going to do is our leg lift. So our leg comes out to the side. And we drop it back down. And we switch. Let's get ready and get started in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go. Lift the leg. Squeeze the quad. Drop it back down. Opposite leg lifts. Squeeze in the quad and drop it back down. Every single lift, we want to feel that squeeze before we drop it. And we want to have a little bit of a hold, right? So we're what I like to call slow and controlled throughout the movement. Nice and slow, so I can feel every squeeze. I can feel my kneecap and my quad like it's pulling toward me almost. Good. Keep on going. Way past halfway. We got about 10 seconds left. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rest. Now we can get the band involved, and we're going to want to take it underneath the knee. Take one band over and the other across, so we can make an X with our band. You see this X? And we're going to pull from one side to the other and anchor our hands against the chair. And our feet can start together. We're going to take big step to the side and close. We also want the band to be nice and close to our knees, to the front of our knees. And we'll open up to the other side and close. And this is our next exercise, lateral steps. Ready? And go. Opening and closing that hip. Getting the outside of our leg involved, our glute, right? And using our core to stay nice and tall and even in our seat. Good. And again, if you don't have a band, that's okay. If you don't have a band, this is what it would look like, right? Hands on the hips, getting that full range of motion and closing. Good. Every rep, paying attention to every rep as we step out, getting that inner leg stretch and that squeeze in the outer leg and our glute. 3, 2, 1, rest. Very good. And go ahead and get the band involved again here. We're going to take the band to the bottom of the foot. We're going to hold our band nice and steady. So my shoulders are in place, nice and firm, and I'm going to press the band and then slowly release. Press the band and slowly release. And I want to keep my leg elevated. I don't want it to hit the floor. Okay? Press the band and come back. Good. We're going to do both sides for 40 seconds. Pressing and letting go. And if you don't have a band, we can come to hold the knee, to press, back to hold, and press. Good. This is one for balance as well when we get our arms and legs involved here. Over halfway, everybody. You're doing great. Keep it up. Listen to your breath as it gets a little harder here at the end. Last few. It's not going to last forever. You're doing great. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest. Good. We got 20 seconds here so we can set up for the other side. Put that band underneath the foot if you have it for the leg press. And ready. Pull that band back, lift the foot, press, and back. Bend to straight, back to bend. Press through. Maybe getting a little bit more difficult by changing the resistance of the band, pulling it harder toward you. And again, if we have no band, and we're using our core and our arms to hug the knee and extend the leg. Hug the knee and extend the leg. Good. Over halfway, everybody. Good. Keep breathing. Won't last forever. Almost done here. Good. 3, 2, 1. Rest. Good. Drop that leg down. We've got about 2 more exercises left for our legs. All right, I'm going to turn to the side so you guys can see. So I'm going to act as if strings are attached to my big toes and all my toes. I'm going to lift them up and drop it back down. And we're going to go ahead and get started. 40 seconds on the clock. Feel that squeeze in the front of the shin, right? In the front of that leg there, or lower leg. And we'll slowly let it back down. Keep breathing here. This may seem very simple, but it is all just as important. This is a great exercise for balance, ankle mobility, and stability. And it's even good for your knee, right? Keep it up, you guys. We have 15 seconds left. Get a squeeze. Every rep counts, right? Every rep. I used to have a coach that said every rep was a masterpiece. And he's right. And rest. All right, we're going to take that 20-second rest, but our next exercise, so you guys know when it's time, is to lift the heels now. So before we were lifting the toes, now we're lifting the heels. And we're squeezing in our calves. And every squeeze is right back behind the knee and below. Let's get started in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Up and back down. The knees coming up. Squeeze and drop it back down. Hold it up there until you feel that squeeze, and then you're good to let it back down. So hold it, raise it up just for a moment, and then let it down. It feels a lot different to squeeze and let go than to just lift and drop it back down super fast, right? So we want to take our time to squeeze, let it go again, and then letting it go, And there's about 10 seconds left. What can we get out of this in our last 10 seconds? How many squeezes can we get in? Take your time. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest. Very good. Now let's come to the edge of our seat and I'm going to demo our next ab exercise here. I'm going to take my band, and again, you do not need a band for this. I'm going to raise my arms up. And because I'm at the edge of my seat here, I have room to lean back and then lean forward. Okay, so that's a little bit of a crunch here. I'm going to feel it through my core. So again, I'm at the edge of the seat, lower back, nice and slow, touch the back of my seat and lift straight up. I don't want to come forward to the point where I feel like I'm going to fall. I want to come up so I'm nice and tall, almost like my spine is reaching toward the ceiling. And this band we don't need it, right? So if you don't have a band, arms can just be out. We want to touch back and lift, touch back and lift. Get started. Ready? Go. Touch back and lift. And 2, feeling the core all throughout the movement as I lower down, nice and slow, and send it back up. Good. Keep the arms engaged. Get your arms involved here. And breathe it out. Nice and steady with the breath. My whole body line is nice and strong. Lowering myself back with a nice straight body line to come right back up. Like I'm reaching toward the ceiling every time, getting nice and tall. Good. And last 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest. Good. Press that band down. We've got one more exercise before we jump into a little bit of a stretch, and that's going to be our twist. So we're going to do a bit of an ab with a twist. So I'm going to raise my arms up, and it's 2 motions here. First is the twist. That's 1, and then 2 is to lift that opposite knee, right? And then I drop both and come back to the center. So it looks like this. 1, 2. 1, 2. All right. Let's go ahead and get started. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Arms up. We twist first and raise the knee that we're facing. Drop back down and come back to center. 1, and lift the knee. Drop and center. Twist and opposite knee lifts. Drop it down. Good. Come back to center and switch the side. Good. Keep going. Staying nice and slow, taking your time here for step 1 and then step 2. Step 1 and step 2. Back together. Step 1 and step 2. Good. Step 1 and 2. Last 10 seconds, you guys. You can do this. Step 1 and step 2. This is our last exercise. Make every rep count and make every rep a masterpiece. Good. Come back. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest. Good. All right. Roll those shoulders out. The arms are a little tired from that. I'm feeling it in my legs too. So let's roll and take an arm across the chest and pull it in. Basically slow it down and listen to our breath. And let it go. Swing it out a little. And we'll take the other arm up and over, giving it a squeeze. And shake it out again. Now we're going to reach one arm up, and then elbow reaches up by dropping the fingers down the spine. And we can grab that elbow and stay right here. And if we want a little bit more, and again, more is just more, nothing else, right? We can take a side bend with it. But again, this is the more option. So this is extra. And come back up. Drop that arm back down. Let's switch it out. Opposite arm comes up and the fingertips reach down toward the base of the spine. I'm grabbing my opposite elbow as I stand nice and tall, chest open, and fall to one side. And come back up nice and tall, open up, release the hands down. Now go ahead and kick one leg out straight. We have to be at the edge of our seat for this. And we're gonna fold forward as if we're leading with our heart center. Okay, so my heart space is leading here as I hold on to my seat and lean forward. And I feel the stretch through my whole back of my leg. And I'll come back up to be nice and tall, and I'll switch the leg out for the other side. And again, lead with my heart. Very good. Come back up. Bend that knee. And we can take a little knee hug if that feels okay. On each side. We can even hug our knees below, like this, to get a little release in our lower back. And if you ever feel dizzy from putting your head down, keep your chin lifted here as we hug the knees, chest to knees here, and just hug the legs. And if you choose to, you can let the head come down. Slowly come back up to be nice and tall.